easy, open, simple, and just understand, just realize that these talks are not for the mind. I mean, the mind can listen if it wants, that's fine. But it won't learn anything. It's not about learning anything. It's not about just knowing anything. It's about being simple, easy. Just so simple, innocent, open. Without too many concepts, without ideas, without judgments, without, anything there. We know it's very difficult, if not impossible, to stop the stream of thoughts that are constantly bombarding the whole body, daily, every moment. And so we don't try to stop those thoughts. We just be simple, innocent, open, and allow whatever happens to happen here. And we don't know what's going to happen. We don't even know what's going to be said. So we just be so simple, innocent, open like this. Just be simple. Don't worry about anything. Nothing to worry about. Forget about, for now, we just forget about all our problems, all our troubles. Make some space. Make some space so that the silent awareness, silent being can just be in this like this unbounded field of space, stillness that is here, everywhere. It's all around. It's everywhere. And when we're too full of ideas and emotions, sensations, and perceptions, we can't, that silence really can't embrace us. It can't really take over the whole being and come awake more and more. And then all those concepts that we have about enlightenment, about awakening, just be simple, just be open, just to have some real openness and simplicity here, so we can allow what is really real, what is really here now, everywhere, all around you, to come in, to enter. We just be so simple, innocent, open, like this. Because that awareness itself, not awareness of anything, but just awareness itself is here, we say, underlying, but really permeating, pervading everything, everywhere. Some beautiful silence, stillness, peace is here now. That is, it's just, it is so still and silent and really joyful. It's joyful. It's a silent joy. Silent joy of just being. Just being. And that silent joy of being is a field. It's an unbounded field. It's a field of really there's nothing there, nothing to know, nothing to do, nothing to see, no one to be, except just being itself, pure being, pure consciousness itself. This is what is really the most dominant feature of existence, of your existence, of all existence. Nothing could exist without this awareness itself, this pure consciousness itself, in which everything exists. It's just the silent basis of everything, everywhere. And it is so near to us, so dear to us, so present here now, that the mind can't see it. All the mind sees is the perceptions. And it's weak to its emotions and sensations and thoughts. But the silent being, the silent presence, in which all of that is contained, and which permeates and pervades all of that, and out of which it has all arisen and can exist, can be. Well, mind says, oh, that's not important. That's not important. I've got so many important things to do in my life. How can I pay any attention to that? There's nothing there. It's just, it's nothing. But really, it's the most substantial thing there is, the most important reality of our being. It is what we are. It is who I am, who that self is, who I am. And we've all had some sense of that, because we know we exist. We exist. And even though we don't know what I am, but we know that I exist, because we think I am this body, I am this person. But that is a, we could say it's a perception. It's a idea. It's an image in consciousness, just as like everything else. It's an image, a perception. It has feeling, sensation, thoughts, all of that. But it's not really who the I is, who the self is. And of course we all know all of this. We all know. And many of us have awakened to being that unbounded reality of being. It's not a matter of intellectually recognizing that. It's a matter of being it. It's a matter of being consciousness itself. Being awareness itself. But sometimes it's just too near to us, too dear, too in front of us to be able to recognize it and to really see it clearly and be what you are, what I am. But as we sit here now, in just innocence and simplicity, just innocence, just being awake, just allowing, just letting go of everything, just relaxing, allowing the whole body, mind to relax, just rest, and to open, just to open, and to feel at least some release, some little more of simplicity, innocence, like this, some letting go. We feel the tension falling away. We can certainly sense the tension and the resistance, restrictions, the obstructions, stresses that are in the body and in the emotions, and in the thoughts as well. And so we just let go a little more, be simple, innocent, open, allow this breadth of wakeful awareness itself to enter into the, where we give it some room. We give it some room so it can enter into, so it has some place to to experience itself through. So this is what we do. Just relax, open up, be simple, innocent, like this. And because this being, this silent awareness, is self itself, is far too important to miss and to think that it's nothing much. And because what we find is that who you are and who you've been all along is this pure, unbounded, silent presence that is everywhere in this space around you. This stillness that can be experienced even by the dull mind, the dullest mind, can still sense some stillness and silence in the space around, all around us right now. And that silence, because it's the silence itself that sees itself, and it becomes more awake to itself. And when it becomes more awake to itself, it increases its intensity of presence in the space around. And maybe the little mind, as soon as there's some increase in this stillness and presence all around us here, the little mind maybe cringes a little bit and gets a little wary, wonders what's going on, what is happening. And we allow it to do whatever, we allow it to think whatever thoughts it has that comes up. We allow those thoughts and emotions to come up and move out of the way. Because as we increase this intensity of presence in the space around us, due to that increasing intensity of the being, begins to move out, begins to push out some of those thoughts and emotions and stresses that have been preventing us from experiencing, from being who we are as this boundless field of stillness everywhere in the space around us. It's this space just becomes more dominant, more present, more awake to itself, more intensely focused on itself, everywhere within itself, so that it's experiencing itself, it's seeing itself from everywhere, from every point, just deepening and opening and increasing its intensity of stillness and silence, and making this presence, this watching presence everywhere around us much more intense and awake. This wakeful awareness now, it says to the mind, it says, have I got your attention yet? Because it is the source and the power of mind, body, emotions, even the attention itself. It's the power behind it all that becomes more intensely awake to itself as we just sit here, innocent, open, awake, fully awake, fully awake, fully aware, fully awake to what is going on, what is transpiring in our own body, mind, so that we can begin to see more clearly. We can see our own mind functioning, our own thoughts that are there, that are maybe squirming a little bit, the emotions themselves that may be getting, welling up a little, whatever. Because this being, this silent presence, this power of pure presence that is becoming more dominant, more awake, more clear, more powerful in the space around us, everywhere. Where we look, we can see whatever the eyes can see, opening, underlying, pervading all those perceptions that are right here now, is this power of silence that is waking up, becoming more, just more, experiencing itself. It's the being itself, the pure being itself, rising and taking its back, its, really, we could say ownership of being everything everywhere, but at least being everywhere, being boundless and still, being, the being itself that it really is. And we can tell that. We can tell that what is happening within ourselves, because that being, that real self itself, can start to see your mind. It can see that it is separate from your thoughts, because it can see your thoughts. It can see your emotions, which are building up more and more and more. But it itself is not the emotions, it is not the mind, it is not the body. It is the self itself, it is the being itself becoming more pronounced, more awake to itself, more in the fullness of itself, not localized to that little tiny body mind, but beginning to experience more of the boundlessness of its true reality that is really everywhere, upholding all of these perceptions that we experience right now in the space around us. All of these perceptions that we think are a separate world out here. What is it in? What's supporting that? What's holding it up? We think there's a real world out there. It wouldn't be experienced without awareness itself. You, who you are, who you really are, is that awareness itself, that pure, unbounded awareness itself that is everywhere, solid, undiminished, undiluted, unperturbed by anything. It's the silent support of all. It supports all of your perceptions, this whole environment around us, all of your surroundings, the whole world, really, and the whole universe they're all in yourself, in awareness itself. This is how great you are. It's no small thing. No small thing. You are this field, unbounded field of pure awareness itself, in which all life exists. Everything exists in and because and due to this unbounded, silent, wakeful awareness that is on its own level completely separate from the body, mind, person who is experiencing the world out here. Who you are is the silent source of all of that. We're not trying to convince you of this. It's not about convincing the mind. The mind can't get this. It's totally out of its league if it thinks it can get this. No. We're saying this to invoke the memory of your true self, your true being that has been lost due to the false identification with the little body mind. For, wow, how long? For lifetimes. We've been, just swallowed up. The being has been swallowed up by that false identification with the body-mind. And now it wants to be set free and experience itself as it really is, as this unbounded reality of just being itself. And the whole body-mind world is contained within myself itself. And this is so important to come back to that memory, that remembrance of who you really are, deeply and clearly, so that it can't be lost again. So that it is so solid and real that this reality that we think of the world, body-mind world out here, it's so insignificant in comparison to the true reality of who you really are as this being itself. And why this is important, so important, it's so that the being itself, this unbounded being itself, that's on its own level, can go more deeply within itself, so that it can become more awake to itself, more in love with itself, really, so that it can reveal more of the true reality of itself. Because the true reality of itself, which has been covered up by the world and body-mind around us, that true reality of the self is so divine, so supremely divine. It has just been, I can say, in the pretense of being a body-mind world. And in truth, it has been supreme divinity all along. But for that to be seen and to come back to that truth and that reality of what is, what you really are, what all of this world is, what the body-mind really is, we firstly have to wake up to this being, to just being this unbounded reality of silent, pure awareness that is right here in front of you, that has on its own, by its own power, it has been gripping and causing the attention itself to be more acutely awake to something, not to the words, forget about the words, not to the images or the forms or the ideas or the feelings or the emotions or the sensations, but attracted to something more real than all of that. And that is this pure power of pure attention itself, being just awake to itself on its own level, finding that this is not mind attention, but it is being's attention on itself that senses itself as being everywhere in the whole space around us right now. It is this being's attention on itself, fully awake to itself, that causes the stillness, causes the silence, causes the presence in the whole space around us here. Because this is the self itself, the being itself, the pure power of being, inserting its own power upon itself, being more awake to itself everywhere within itself, and drawing itself into itself, more near to itself, just more focused upon itself, more effortlessly concentrated upon itself, everywhere within itself, so effortlessly concentrated upon itself that it finds itself as completely free from all of the body, mind, and all the objects of perceptions, and finds itself as this ocean of silent awareness itself, silent, pure awareness itself, that upholds all of this existence here, that everything is in myself. I am that unbounded field of pure awareness that is everywhere, and everything is within myself. Everything is here in the now itself, in this eternal, timeless, present moment of now, right here now. And you are that now. That is the reality of who you really are. Not the body, mind, time, and space world. No. You are the timeless presence in which all time and space flow. So it just be so simple, innocent, open. Allow the true being itself to come awake and be more awake to itself, to deepen its own experience of itself, to become more fully present and awake, so that it can dive deeply within itself and begin to experience itself, opening up more of itself and revealing more of its pure light of being, which is really so beautiful and divine to itself, so that it because it is this pure power of the divine itself that is pulling consciousness itself more awake to itself, that is causing consciousness itself to be conscious of itself. And so when it pulls itself into itself and it falls back upon itself, opening more of itself to itself, and just begins to frolic within itself and have this perpetual flow of knowing itself come awake and alive more and more in the whole environment around us, whole space around us here. What can we say? What can we say? What more can we say? Nothing can be said. It's only we just allow all of this to we allow the being itself just to be more fully awake, and to encompass and take over the whole body-mind apparatus, so that it is included in its own wholeness and its own fullness. It includes the whole body, mind in all of this, so that the light of being can really shine more brightly, more clearly, and we come awake to who we really are and what really is, and we can't get lost anymore. Can't get lost in this world of illusion, this world of pain, problems, anguish, anxiety, some happiness, fleeting. You know, what we want is something real, permanent, eternal, the eternal reality of the being that you really are. Come awake and alive within us, within itself, which is everywhere, all around us. It's just everywhere. And it is so beautiful, so joyful, so lovely, so wonderful, and so blissful. Have that more present, more awake, more totally infused into the life experience here, so that the remembrance comes that, oh, I am that unbounded awareness, and all this is that reality, that I am all of this. So we just let go. Just open up and stay open, stay simple. Keep allowing room for the being to experience itself. And be what you are. Just be what you are.